It's a big day for Tony Pike, who's heading to Hastings as well. Tony, you're on your way picking, or have you headed down early?
Just driving into Hawke's Bay now, Aidan, probably about 10 minutes away from the course. Glorious day in Hawke's Bay as usual, and looking forward to the day.
Let's start on the Irishman, because that was a pretty handy performance on debut, and he's a horse who had impressed at the trials leading in. What sort of regard do you hold him in?
Yeah, we've always held him in high regard. We probably didn't really want to run at Avondale first up on that heavy track, but with a bit of three-year-old races coming up reasonably quickly, we had to really get the show on the road. He was dipping and diving from about the half mile. I thought he was in trouble then, and he's only just got up, but I think class got him through, and I think you'll see a much improved performance today on the better surface.
He got back that day. Is he a horse who you can put into a race?
He's just tended to want to get a bit keen in his work from time to time, so in his trials and that first up race, we just decided to ride him reasonably quiet. He's relaxed almost too well at Avondale the other day, and he's starting to really work out how to be a racehorse now. So look, a bit of an awkward gate today to try and blast forward from. I think I'll just leave it in Lee's hands, depending on how he jumps and what the early tempo of the race is. And look, if he just gets some cover somewhere in the run and gets a reasonably soft trip to the corner, then he's going to be hard to hold out.
You've taken some pretty handy three-year-olds to Hastings over the years. Tony, where does he sort of fit among those ranks?
Oh, look, I don't think at this stage he's probably quite as forward as some of the best ones we've brought down here physically. I think he's a horse it's just going to continue to improve as he gets older, especially being by Tavistock. But look, he's impressed us over the last sort of 10 days to 2 weeks, and whatever he does again today, he's going to improve on. And obviously got a Guineas race in November and $1 million three-year-old mile at Ellerslie for the Cracker Million Mile. So look, if he does everything right, then the obvious targets here in New Zealand as a three-year-old.
We're going to have a look at the 2,000 Guineas market for you, Tony. You're currently a second favourite in this at $7 and behind the Group 3 Northland Breeders' Stakes winner in Need I Say More. What sort of path do you take there? Are you back to Hastings in a couple of weeks' time or 3 weeks' time?
Look, we'll just assess how he comes through the run today. He's a very clean-winded horse, so there's probably no desperate measures to come back here for the Guineas. If we wanted to give more time in between runs, he's probably a horse that would only need one more run before the Guineas if that's what we chose to do. So look, we'll just monitor him from run to run, and obviously he's got to perform well today and pull up well. We'll make some firmer plans after today. Should we
be diving to our phone accounts and getting on him today?
Oh, look, $2.80 from an awkward gate. So, first time in listed class is short enough. But look, he's got plenty of class on his side, and look, barring bad luck, I'd be surprised to see him, not going close anyway.
Well, cards are close enough to the chest, I guess, Tony. Let's move you on to the Group 1, the Tarzino Trophy, and Loire. She's a class mare. That draw just hasn't been the kindest to you, has it? What do you do from out there?
Yeah, look, very tricky draw. Obviously fresh up at 1,400. She is a mare that I think is better ridden slightly cold. Probably some of the best wins she's been ridden that way, and she has got an electrifying turn of foot. So look, Michael will just drift back from gate 15. There looks to be plenty of early speed in the race, and if they overdo it, she'll be flashing at them late.
Absolutely. She's had a couple of trials, Tony. They have been very, very good trials. What have you made of them, and how she come through?
Yeah, could be Eddie happy with it. She's trial coming into this, and also track work. Probably interesting this time last year over these shorter trips. She was beating Jennifer Eccles, and there's a $45 price difference. So, barring the draws, I don't think there's that much between them, especially over the 14 in the mile.
You've basically summed it up. She does look like a really good long shot chance into this race. What do you do with her? Do you take her through the series?
Yeah, obviously we'd like to see it, hitting the line strongly today, but if, there's not a lot else for her at this time of the year. So as long as she runs well today, then she'll definitely be down for the mile on the second day here at Hawke's Bay. Okay,
a really nice team in. Geez, something that was on trackside yesterday was Kenny Ray, and his words are going to ring in my ears for many, many weeks. He said, if you can win a maiden win 3 wide, then you're going to be very hard to beat next time round. His horse did that yesterday and won. La Casa was that type of horse last time out. What are you expecting today?
Yeah, look, he obviously didn't beat a lot at Taupo, but he's a horse who actually was quite light. He just couldn't pick his feet up out of the ground. At Matamata 2 starts ago, he was sort of under pressure at the half mile, but back on the better track at Taupo, look, it was impressive. He sat 3 wide, no cover, and put them away by 5 lengths. So, obviously a lot better horses in that race today, but he's a progressive stayer, and if he gets a bit of luck from another awkward gate, then it wouldn't surprise me to see him winning again.
Galado's in the same race, so your thoughts on that horse?
Very close to a win, Aidan. She's just not helping herself coming out the barriers. She's been very awkward out of the gates her whole career, and gave away too big a last start at Matamata, and just had to do a bit too much work mid-race. So if she can get away slightly cleaner today from gate 5 and not be too far off, and then she's getting very close to a win.
Okay, you've got Farindi, who's in really good form. Looks to be a key contender in that race. What are your expectations with this one?
Yeah, he's a horse that's just continued to improve, and I think better track conditions today will actually suit him. He's a horse with a nice action. As you say, he's in good form. Look, he'll roll forward from gate 10. There does look to be plenty of speed in the race, but he's a pretty hard course to rate. So good luck to those that are trying to take him on today. He'll probably cross and lead, and if he can get a couple of cheap sectionals, he's going to be very, very hard to run down again.
Okay, and in the fifth, you've got Maxabeel and Viking. How are you splitting that pair?
Yeah, look, Maxabeel, we've always had in quite high regard. Obviously, wet track form coming on a better track today, but he's a very progressive horse, and it's a pretty easy win at Matamata last start. So the favourite's going to be hard to beat, but we've got a better barrier in that race, and he'll posse up just behind the speed, should prove hard to beat.
Okay.
Viking, he should get a lovely trip as well, and just for getting the run last start on that very heavy Matamata track, there's a few horses didn't handle it that day.
Okay, can you give us a push for Cyber Attack before we let you go, Tony?
Yeah, look, he's another one that's in great form. He's strong gate 1 today. He's going to posse up just to behind a solid speed, and he's getting another one that's getting very, very close to a win. And he won, I think, the 3-year-old listed race at this meeting a couple of years ago now. So he's definitely got the class to win that. And if he gets a good trip from gate 1, he's a nice each way price.
Okay, I'm picking you got a few punters in the car beside you. Who have they put their money on of the Pike team today?
Look, probably a hard day, Aidan. I thought the Irishman obviously is probably the horse that we'd like to be backing, but 280s is short enough. Outside of that, I think Larkaster each way is a nice bet.
Okay, liking that. Thanks for your time, Tony. Best of luck as well. Tony Pike joining us, TPL Live Loire in the Tarzino Trophy, and obviously the Irishman as a short-priced favourite, or a short enough priced favourite at least, in the listed El Rocco Sir Colin Meads Trophy.